How in the world are you supposed to write a closed off character? Well, I'm going to give you the answers in this video. Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So for today, in honor of the release of Assassin's short story ending called Victorious, I thought we would talk about a special topic, which is how in the world are you supposed to write a character that's naturally closed off? So some of you may or may not know, Assassin is the third book in the Valiant series, and it features the main character called Aiden. He is one of the Chosen. He was Raiden's first, and Assassin is the prequel. It goes back and shows his story and how Raiden found him. Victorious jumps back to Aiden and what's going on in the present after Samurai and Healed, and it kind of shows Aiden interacting with the new Chosen that have been coming in since Hunter book 1, and it deals with Aiden and his situation that happened in Assassin, spoiler stuff. So basically, Aiden is a naturally closed off character, and I had to figure out how to get him to open up. So this is something that I've actually figured out some tips and tricks to help you. So let's get right into it. So first of all, sometimes if you're the kind of writer that writes very true to a character, it's going to be pretty difficult to get a closed off character to open up in a realistic way, because a lot of times they don't want to open up and they're going to be naturally closed off, obviously. And sometimes you can write it in a way that feels forced, and you want it to feel natural and to feel and be realistic. And be true to the character and not just force them to open up. So this can be a really difficult thing. So it can take time to do it well. And so give yourself the time to properly plot and plan and figure out what you're going to do. Now, if you're like me, Aiden's been a very old character for me for a long time, so it was hard for me to get back into writing him again, but once I did, it came to me naturally, and it was actually pretty easy. But that's because he's a familiar character. If you're starting off and this is your character, this is like the first book you've had them, or if you're still getting to know them, then it could take some extra time, and just take as many days as you need to properly plot out what you're going to do to get this character to open up. So the first little trick, if you will, is to find, the first thing that you want to do is find a character that they're comfortable with. So in order to get them to open up, they're not just going to open up to just anyone. So you need to find that one person that they're more open with naturally. Now, this doesn't mean they're just going to pour their heart and soul out into this person, but there will be characters that they're more comfortable with, and then there's going to be characters that they're not even going to open up to at all. And so it could be, for instance, if your character is a good person, they may be more likely to open up to other heroes. If they're shy and laid back and closed off, then they may connect better with other shy characters, and or whatever it could be, that they feel more comfortable with a particular character they met in a circumstance or during an event that took place, or somebody that they're familiar with. It could be somebody of a particular race that makes them feel comfortable. But the key is just to find a character that they're the most comfortable with and put them in a situation with that character, because that'll more than likely help them to open up in a realistic way. I actually did this with Aiden in Victorious, and obviously you have Chosen from Hunter, you have Chosen from Shifter, from Samurai, and then you have Aiden, and then you have other Chosen that were with Raiden prior to the events that took place in Hunter. So you've got those characters, and one of those characters is actually Jace, and that was actually surprisingly the character that he felt the most comfortable with. So that was the two characters that I picked to put into the situation together. So the second tip that I have is you want to do something to cause your character to have a breakdown. So this could be anything from as simple as they get hurt, or they see something they don't like, or they have a financial trouble, or they have a breakup, or they have a fight with somebody that they care about, or a bad circumstances happens around them, they get some bad news, anything that can potentially cause your character to have a breakdown, put them in that situation and cause them to have a breakdown, and then make sure somebody sees it. So put them in a situation that causes them to have a breakdown, whatever that situation may be, and then have someone see. Because then they're kind of forced to be vulnerable because somebody will see it and ask them if they're okay, and then that gives the opportunity for them to be like, no, I'm not okay, and then they open up. And sometimes they'll simply just shrug it off and be like, nothing, I'm fine, leave me alone, and they'll just brush it off, depending on who your character is and how they would naturally respond. But sometimes by being seen when they have their breakdown, they may open up, especially if they're seen by the character that they're most comfortable with, that we talked about in the first tip. So again, find a character they're comfortable with, cause them to have a breakdown, make sure the character they're comfortable with is the one that sees them, and that creates this prime scenario for a potential chance for them to open up. So as I mentioned before, I did this to Aiden in Victorious. I picked the character Jace, and it worked out really well. And I did this for multiple reasons. Obviously, the first was to get Aiden to open up and to talk about some of the events that we needed to discuss, and to figure out where he is emotionally after the events of Assassin have taken place. But it was also to introduce the new character Jace and to get the readers to know him before his prequel book called Mortal comes out here soon. So it kind of did a two birds with one stone kind of thing. And again, that's all in Victorious. And right now, Victorious is 99 cents on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, Kobo, and a lot of more places that sell books online. So I've got the link in the description below. So be sure to grab it. And you can also grab Assassin if you'd like to. If you haven't read that, I would highly suggest it. And again, it's only 99 cents, so grab it while you can. That would mean the world to me. So I originally was just gonna do this video with no voiceover and just the animations, but I decided to go ahead and film myself talking. So let me know if you did like the animations and you want me to continue making them sometimes. Just let me know in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, and that tells YouTube that I exist and helps my video get seen on YouTube a lot more. And please be sure to subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday. Editor Joanna here. If you want to learn how to write other types of characters, then check out this video here. I give you all the tips you need to learn how to write a good villain.